Okay, hello guys, welcome to another training day for no code development organized by Girls into Tech. Okay, so I can't find anybody here yet. There's nobody here yet, so I think I'm gonna just wait. Okay, I've seen one person. Yeah, I've seen one person here. Okay, all right, so we're going to just wait for a couple of minutes just to get more people to join the session. Yeah, so if at all you're already here, what you could just simply do to help me, right, is just drop a comment, like drop a message in the comment section saying hello, good to have myself here. Yeah, just drop some pleasantries in the comment section so that I can know that, oh, these are the number of people that we have here so far. It will be very encouraging for me. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Rufina, good to have you here. So for other people, if you're here too, just drop a hi to be like super exciting to greet you back. While I'm waiting for that to be done, I will just go ahead and drop more messages. More messages here. Rufina said, good to have myself here. Okay. Okay. I'm looking for responses from other people. Yeah. So if you're here, you could just say hi, and I will be super excited to greet you here. I'll greet you back. Yeah. So, all right. Okay. So I was trying to drop messages for other people to join. Yeah. So um, okay. Tambari, no, you're not late. We're just starting. Yeah. Good to have you here. Let me drop the information in other communities. Let me just try to finish these up. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna drop it in the main group itself. Right, because I think most people don't always know most people don't always know when the class has started. I think that might be a problem. So let me say here, in let me say hello girls in tag, girls into tag. Right, yeah, so that's it. Okay, let me just do it like that, and let me drop it in the other communities too. Yeah. Okay, so we just have only 5 people. This is actually very, very discouraging, I must say. Yeah, we just have like 5 people live right now. It's very discouraging. Yeah, if we continue like this, I will have to just like be sending pre-recorded links. Yeah, because it requires so much of energy to teach. Yeah. So we just have only 5 people. Only 5 people. I actually appreciate the 5 people for real. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Henry, good to have you here. I think that's the problem. So I just sent the links now. I think I just sent the links now. So maybe people will join. I have just dropped it now. Let's see. Okay. Garba, good to have you here as well. I think we're supposed to start right now, but we don't have a lot of people yet. Yeah, so we just have like 9 people. Okay, let's push it to 15 and then we start. Okay, Rufina got access because YouTube notified her. Okay. Go Daniel. I just discovered that you just reacted on the group not long ago, so I think maybe you just saw it too. Oh, I see what the issue has always been. You guys have not been getting the links on time. Okay. All right. Let me just try to get the entire thing. Let me paste it in the second group. Uh, the second group is here. Let me drop it here. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to see how I can drop the information to everyone because I want everyone to be part of this. Where do I send the mass message? That's going to be in the other one. Okay, where do we have that? Okay, so I think we're good. Let's start right away. Berenice, good to have you. Good afternoon. Okay, so we're going to start right now, and we won't be learning for so long today. Yeah, it might be half the time. Okay, so Tamber said I got the links because I came by 2 p.m., but I saw it was scheduled for 3 p.m., but it wasn't dropped. Oh, really sorry about that. Yeah, it was shifted to 3 p.m. Yeah, I had some technical issues at my end. Okay, peace. Good to have you here as well. All right, let's start, right? Let's start, and then we will be looking forward to having other people join. Yeah, so I'm sharing my entire screen, and so today we're going to be learning something interesting, right? Well, we've been learning interesting things, but this time around we're going to learn something interesting. If at all you can remember the application that we built, right? Let me go to, this is FlutterFlow now, right? Let me go to the login pad. So we used a template here, right? So let me like try to reduce this. So we use a template here to create this page, all right? But going forward, we can't keep using templates. We have to begin creating these things from scratch, from first principle, for instance. All right. So yeah, we did create some. Okay, even this one we created from scratch. Yeah, but I'm sure you don't really understand how it was done. You don't understand the essence of columns, the essence of rows. You might not even remember the name of this particular widget where you can type something inside. Well, I think you might remember that this particular widget is called button, right? So I'm going to just start from scratch to design a particular screen. And we are going to get our, our, what do I say? More like an example from somewhere else. So here I'm going to Figma community. Figma community is where you can find templates of designs that you can use for free. So here I'm going to look for, what should I look for? Let's say it's a dating app. Let's say it's a dating mobile app, right? So I'm looking for a UI UX design for a dating mobile application. Now we're not designing everything. I just want us to begin designing some screens, right? So that you can see how these things can be done from scratch. Okay. So I'll just pick something easy and we can start with that. I didn't pick something before because I wanted you to know about Figma community so that you can know that, okay, this is where I can get like free UI UX designs, and then I can use it to practice. So, well, this is a particular design, right? It might not be the best of it. We're not looking forward to designing everything, right? We just want to use it to learn, okay? So, but I would like something finer, right? Something a bit nicer. So I'm thinking about what to use. I'm a bit indecisive right now. So let's go back to the beginning. Yes, let me just pick anyone. I think I can pick this particular one. Yeah. So you click on it, and then you will see something like this, right? And then the next thing you need to do is you just need to go ahead and click on Open in Figma. And so when you click on it, it will load up here. Then it will ask you to choose, like let's say you have more than one account, because I have more than one account. So I'll just choose the second account. If you have just one, you just choose one of the accounts to open it with your Figma account, okay? So for you to have an account in Figma, you just need to go to figma.com and then create an account. All right, these are lots of designs. We're not designing everything. We just want to try to use some of it. Okay, so we're just going to be designing this, some things that are here. I'm not going to be designing everything. I will just pick a particular screen and then design because I want you to see how it's done. Okay, so let me think about I just want something basic. Yeah, something really, really basic, not just authentication, something a bit basic but cool. Okay, let's think about what we could do. Not that one. Okay, I think we can design something like this. Yes. Yeah, because if we design something like this, you get to learn how to do stack and some other things. Yeah. So yes, this works. So we will be designing this particular screen. All right. So we're not designing the entire application. We're just designing a screen, a specific screen. Okay. So now let's go back to uh, FlutterFlow, right? And then we will create a new page. How do you create a new page in your FlutterFlow dashboard? How you do it is after you've already set up the project like we did. Okay, if you haven't, you need to like go back to the previous videos that we had, the videos previous classes. So this is how you do it. You click on here, this particular button here, you click on it, and it to tell you new page, new component, and flows, right? And so what you need to do is click on create blank. Now we want to create it without having to use any of these templates. All right, so we want to create a blank page. So I'll click on create blank, and then I'll call it the way I work is this is the design, right? So I like to call the screen name, the page name, by what the designer had already called it here. So like this, it says create group, right? So what I can just do is I'll come over here and then I will create the group. I'll say create group. Okay, that's the name of the page, create group. And then now I have the page. Let me hide this. This is my page, right? And then what I can do here is I can go ahead and then come back to the application. I would like to like drag it a bit closer. Yeah, let's turn this off and bring it here. We won't be doing a back end, so we're just doing front end. All right, so I just had to bring it closer so I don't have to be stretching down here. Okay, so here it is. And so first of all, this particular design, all right, this particular stuff is provided by your phone, by the user's phone. So you're not designing it in FlutterFlow. You're not designing this particular part. Most UI UX designs might not include these, right? So in fact, it's not even right to actually put this, but it's okay. We're going to start our designs from here. So we can assume that this is where the app bar starts. What is the app bar? Now the app bar, I think I can, yeah, the app bar is what we have here. It's the part of your application that doesn't move, and it shows like the title of the screen, and then it also shows the back arrow and maybe any other detail that can be found there. So this is the app bar, and you can change the color from the default color, which is like this blue color. You can click here, change it to secondary background color, which is white, and then now it's going to give you something like this. All right, so if you don't like the some sort of grayish border around here, you can turn off the elevation here and make it 0. That way you don't have that grayish thing, right? Now the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and change the color of the text that was inside here. Now these were the default details that we got in our app bar. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here. Remember, when you have a widget here, the properties of the widget is on the right hand side. Every widget that you find in the canvas here, the property is found here, right? So this is where you manipulate the different properties or characteristics of the widget. So like this is a text widget in the app bar. And for me to change the color, I come here to the right hand side and then I will click on this. Okay, if you observe, it says text properties, right? And the only text here is the one we've selected because it's a text widget. Okay, so we will click here and change the color to primary text, which is black. Now you can see the text. Okay, so I will go ahead and where was I? Okay, here. So now it's called create group. So I'm just gonna click. Come on. Let me turn this on. So one of the things you need to do is turn on the developer mode in your Figma. It will allow you to make things easier for you. Like now I can easily copy the text. All right, so I'm copying the text and I will look at the properties of the text in Figma because I need to replicate the same thing in FlutterFlow. All right, the designs are always made. The designs for mobile applications are usually made by a product designer in Figma. And then your responsibility as a developer is to actually convert these designs from Figma into FlutterFlow. Okay. So now I'm copying this. I'll just say Command C to be Control C on yours if you are using a Windows, or Command C if you're using a Mac. All right, then the next thing you need to do quickly is you need to come over here and look at the properties, the typography properties of the text. So here it says the font size is 16, the font weight is 500. Those are the basic stuff that I look at first. Then you also check out the font family, Caros, okay? So here we'll go back to FlutterFlow, and then what did we see? We saw 500 by 16. 500 is the font weight, 16 is the font size. So my font weight here will change to 500. Font size will be 16. Okay, I hope that's what that's what I saw. And then it says that the primary font is Kairos. Let me see if I can have Kairos. I actually don't have Kairos as a default font in FlutterFlow. All right, so I won't be paying so much attention to that. I'll use the default font for now. And then right now, I'll just go ahead. Subsequent classes, I'll show you how to put like the preferred font, but we're not going to focus on that now. Okay, so I go ahead and click and paste the text that I had copied here. The next thing we need to do is I need to go ahead and then put this particular icon, the arrow. And so here, if you observe, we already have this. And then don't forget, for you to see the makeup of a particular screen, you have to go to the widget tree. So I've selected this. I'm going to the widget tree that shows all the different arrangements of our screen, our page. Right now, it shows that the app bar only has one widget, which is called text, okay? Now we want to go ahead and add another widget on the left-hand side of the text widget. What do we do? So initially, what we would have done is maybe like to add, maybe click something to add this, but it doesn't work like that. So the best thing you do is you right-click on the text widget here. We want to wrap it. That means we want to say, okay, you're too free. We want to put you inside something else. So we are wrapping it inside a particular widget called row. So I'll right click first, then I'll say wrap, not like see, I'm just punching it, wrap widgets with another widget called row. Now, why are we wrapping it inside a row? A row is basically a widget that allows you to put things that you want to be side by side, right? So if you want things to be like on the same horizontal plane, right? So you put it in a row. If you want things to be on the same vertical plane, you put it in a column, all right? And so here we want things to be done side by side. So I'm wrapping it inside a row. And then now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and search for, okay, now I skipped something. What I did was I want to put something inside this row, which is that arrow that we saw. So I have to click on the add a child to widget. If you observe, I'm slowing down this time around. So I'm clicking here to say add a child to the widget. And then it shows me this. I'm going to search for the widget that I'm looking for. It's called an icon. So I click on it. It appears here. Now I need to go ahead and then click on the icon properties to change it to the specific icon that I want. So I click on there and then I say maybe back. When I say back, I'll see different icons. So I can use the one I want. So this is the one I want to use. Now let's go back to the design. It's black color here, and then there's a spacing here. I'm clicking on option on my keyboard. I think you can click on function on your Windows. It should show you 24 like this, right? So now that means that the distance between this particular icon and the ends of the screen is 24 pixel. Okay, it's very important for you to note this. So, but now the thing is this, look at this. The text widget is here and the icon is here. How do we rearrange them? Now, how you do that is very simple. This is the row that contains two of them. So currently the text is on top of the icon. That's why it is currently arranged like this. So what we just need to do is click and drag and drop. Now we've rearranged it. And then here, what we just need to do is we had a padding of 24. So we'll just say 24 here. Okay. Now somehow, what next do we need to do? We need to go ahead and give a padding to the text here. If you see there's this big space between here and here. Now, if I'm hovering around it with my developer mode turned on, it will tell me that distance between the icon and the text is 93, as you can see. Okay. So now what I need to do now is come back to FlutterFlow and say 93. Okay. 93. Oh, sorry. 93. Oh my goodness. This is happening again. Uh-oh. For some reason, I think I haven't restarted my Mac in a while, and now the numbers are not, working the way I wanted. So I will use 73. Okay, 7 is not even working. Okay, so we'll use 63. Okay, I hope I don't have to like use a lot. Okay, so this is basically what we have, and somehow, right, this is somehow far away from this because the app bar itself has some sort of padding, automatic padding, that I can't really alter anything with, right? So I'll just leave it like that. Now the next thing we need to do quickly is we need to go ahead and set up these, right? How do we set it up? We need to create we need to put a text in the column, right? So here we have a big column. Great. Now we need to put a text. So I'm going to put a text. We can just put a text, but I prefer to put a row first. Okay. Now the reason is because if I put a row first and then I now go ahead and add the text, I will be able to manage the alignment of my text. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and come back here and copy this what we have here. Oh, it's telling me I can't copy. Let me just be sure I'm not having it. Okay. So it says I can copy. So I'm just going to go ahead and come here. I will see here copy. So I'm copying the text. Remember to look at the typography so you can know. So here it says 500 by 16. Okay. So I'll come here. Before I continue, let's look at the spacing from the left. So it says 24. So I'll do the same thing. I'll add here 24. And then the next thing I need to do is paste what I had copied, right? And after doing that, I need to go ahead and look at the padding from the app bar. So here it says 34. I need to give that 34 padding. Padding is more like spaces that you give around your widget. Okay, so I'm giving the padding here. Here is going to be 34. Okay, great. And then this text, according to the typography, it said it's the font weight is 500, the font size is 16. Now we're doing something good. Now we're not done. What we need to do now is look at this font. Sorry, not the font color. Okay, it's not black. It has its own color. How do you find it? After you've selected the text itself, you will see the color here. So I just need to click on this, and then it's to say copy to clipboard. Then I'll bring it back to FlutterFlow and come here to where we have the text color property, and then I will paste it. You see? Now with that, I have the color that I want. Now we're doing something really nice. Let's go ahead and just copy this. Okay, it's telling me I can copy also. I'll just come here and copy. The font size is 500 by 40. Now, do not forget, we've already done something here. Let's just duplicate it, right? Great, because it's also a text widget. So I will just come back here because I've duplicated, I have to copy. So I now copy this, and what I'm going to do is come back here and I'm going to paste it. So if you see here, I'm pasting. Now I need to turn it to black. Don't forget, I click to turn the color back to black. And then it said something like, I think it's 600 by 40. It's really big. Okay. Now, yeah, it's 500 by 40. There's a padding of 56 on the right-hand side. This is the right-hand side, right? And so we need to come back here. What was the padding there? 56. Okay. So we will add that padding of 56 on the right-hand side of this text widget. But now it doesn't fall down, like it doesn't fall like this and show like this. The reason is because of the expansion type that we're using. So for us to make it flexible such that it falls in the main axis, we need to click on this. It says flexible. Allow the widget to take up the available space along the main axis. So I'm going to click this and it's going to fall like this. Okay. So now we have something similar to this. The next thing we need to do is look at the spacing between them. Between these and this, it says 16. Just hovering around it will show you. Now I have to go ahead and click this, change it from 34 to 16. It is 34 because we had duplicated the other one. The next thing we need to do is let's work on these icons. Sorry, not icons, buttons. Now this is a button. Buttons have their width and they have their height. And they have their own specific color, and of course they have the content inside it. So let's do it. Now I'm hovering on the button after selecting it. I will see that the width is 107, the height is 38. Now I'm going to go ahead and there's a color here. Now this might be difficult to get. I usually don't like colors like this. but we'll figure this out together. Now let's go ahead and this is 107 by 38. So I'm going to do this. First, I'm going to add a row because there are two things in this particular same horizontal direction. So I'm going to put a row first, then I start putting the button one by one. So I'm clicking on the column, which is where everything is inside. Click on add a child to the column, add a row first, and then in the row, I'm going to add a button widget. This is the button widget, okay? And then it is the width of the button. Don't forget, this is where you find the properties. So this is the width of the button is 107. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my 7 is not working, so I'll say 106. I will have to restart my system much later. Can't do that now. So 30, I was supposed to say 38, but that's not working, so 36. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to just go ahead and paste this. This is the color of the font. I think I need to just remove this and do like this. Okay, good. And now I copied this, then I removed the last 2 digits that was added, and it says here 8%. All right. So, but before we continue, let's look at the border of the button. It's 20. Look at it here. That's the curve that we have here. It's 20 pixels. Now, I need to come over here. First of all, let me change. Let's add that border radius as 20. We do that by adding it here, right? So it says the border radius, and then we add it here 20, okay? And then the next thing we need to do is add a padding to the button so that it can shift from this edge. It's so sticky to the edge. So we say 24, okay? And then the next thing we need to do is click here, reduce this thing to 8%, okay? That's going to give us the light color that our button is supposed to have. Okay, now this is a huge problem. It's not giving me a light color, it's giving me a different color. It's supposed to be like that. So I think I'll just take it back to like 20. Yeah, I'll take it to 20. Okay, let's see. I still this way. Let's say 50. Okay, it's not exactly what I want. Let me remove the elevation and say 0. Okay, or something like this. I think I might take it. Let me try to take it back to something smaller and see whether it's gonna give me. Yeah, it's working. So let's click this and say 16. Okay, not 16, it was basically 8. Okay, so now we have this, and I have let me see. Okay, so I'm going to copy the text here, and the text is group work. I'm just going to copy it quickly, and then the next thing I'm going to do is look at the size, the dimension. It says 450 by 14, but I've already copied the group work here. Now I click on the button, then paste the content here. Then the font color is black, so I change it to black. And then it said it's well, 450. You can't really like specifically write 450, so we're just gonna say 400. I don't know why the font is that specific. 400 by 14. Okay, so this is not giving me exactly what I want. Let me change this to 110. Then let's change this to 14. Okay, it's not allowing my my text to fill in properly. I know it has a spacing here which we can remove. We can say, okay, let's look at it. So from here to here is 16. Yeah, we can just say 16 here. Yeah, and then this one is 16 as well. So that way we have a correct button arrangement. Now you see, now I can go ahead and say Windows D, sorry, not Command D, right? Yeah, on the Mac, and I changed that. I just duplicated it. So now I'm going to use this one here. This says 147 by 38. So I'm just going to copy this, come back here, and change it to 147. The width is going to be I'll say 150 really, because I don't have 7 working right now for some reason. And then I will come over here and paste the text. Now I'm pasting the text here. Perfect. Now there's only one thing that is not right. The spacing between these two buttons is 13. And so we need to just change this to 13. Okay, so let's say 13 here. Now I'll go ahead and do this. And then the next thing I need to do is give a spacing of 20. All right. That's the padding on the top to separate the two platforms, right? So to separate these and this. So 20. Now we're doing something. Now this is how to, do your designs from scratch. If you observe, this particular side is white. Let me just be sure that you guys are hearing me and not having a call that interrupts my network. So this particular side is white, the background, and then this one is not. What we're going to do, we're going to just go ahead and right click on the main column and wrap it with a container, right? I just did that. And then now we will now say the container should be infinite width and infinite height. And then the fill color is going to be white. Now you see everything is now row with the text widget inside. I'm copying this and I'm going to click on the column and paste it. And then the next thing I need to do is come over here and copy the text for the group admin. And look at the distance between the text here and the buttons, 30. So that's the padding. So I'm going to click here and change this to 30. Then I would change the content of the text widget to group admin. Perfect. Now, the next thing we need to do is just this. All right, don't forget, this is just all the things that we needed to do today. And I just want to show you how to do this, and then you can have like an idea of why we do the things that we would do in future. Okay. So here we have a circle, like a circle image. It's called a circle image in FlutterFlow, but you can always use a container to do this as well. Then we have these and we have this. So how do we do it? These particular two things are in a row because they are basically in the same horizontal position, but this particular thing is actually in a column. You see? It's in a column. So what we need to do is I'll click on this, right? The image. I'll come here and then maybe just use it at 2x preview to be sure that that's what I'm exporting. I click here to export it. Now, after exporting that, the next thing I need to do quickly is I'll just bear in mind the name. I'll look at the dimension of the circle image. Okay. Look at the dimension. And what I need to do is the dimension is 52. So I'll come over here, click here, the main column, add a row. Remember, I said we are going to add a row first. Then we'll search for something called circle image. Let me see. Circle. What's happening? Let's delete that. So we will just go ahead and say circle image. Okay, now something is happening that is not interesting for me. So most of my keys are not working. I think it's because I have been sleeping the Mac for a long time. So let me just look for it randomly. Here it says circle image. Okay, circle image, and the diameter for the circle image is 52. Okay, and the padding on the left is just 24. Okay, and then here we'll just add a column. So I'm adding a column here. The column is going to have a text, and then we're going to actually have like two texts. So I'm just duplicating it, Command D. And so here, this one is the first one. It doesn't allow me to copy it either. So just copy here. It says 500 by 16. The spacing in between the text, which is like the column, and the image is 12. So I'm going to first of all paste this here. And let's click on this column. I'm giving that padding of 12 to the column because both things are inside the column. And I think this was going to be 500 by 16. 16. Great. I'm going to click on the column to give it alignment that says shift everything to the left like that. All right, beautiful. Then the next thing I need to do is this group admin text. It's 450 by 12. Okay, let's just copy it. And then we will say, let's click this, right? And I will paste this here. All right. And it says 400 by 12. Well, it said 450, so I'll just leave it at 400 by 12. And then it has a particular color. So I'm copying the color code, come back to FlutterFlow and paste it here in the text color. There you go. Now it has some sort of spacing in between them, 8 pixel, you see? So I'll come over here and give a padding of 8 pixel to the top. Okay, well, 8 is not working for some reason. So I'll say 6. Now I have this, and the next thing I need to do quickly is look at the space between this and this. So it's 20. So I'll go ahead and say 20, right? So I say 20 here. Now with these, the next thing I need to do quickly is I'm going to go ahead and add an image here. The image I'm going to add is going to be something very simple, right? I'm going to just go ahead and click here and change to assets, and I will click here to upload an image. And the image I'm going to upload, is going to be, let me look for it quickly now. So let's come here. The image name is ellipse 307. Let me just be sure that everyone is seeing me. So I'm just going to stop sharing briefly. We have like very few people here. I have very few people here. It's not really encouraging, guys. Really, I think going forward, I might have to be sharing you guys with links to previous tutorials, because doing live classes for something that is already there on the channel for people who are not really attending the classes is not really cool. Yeah. Someone is saying my screen is not moving. I was sharing my entire screen. It's actually moving. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. I am so sorry about that. I'm seeing things like your screen is not moving. I hope it was moving up till now. Is everything okay now? Okay. I don't know. Is like if I told you're still here and then you can hear me, you can just like drop comments that you can hear me. Because I'm seeing something like my screen isn't moving. Yeah, okay. So Tambari, are you saying that the screen is like, was it moving in the past 5 minutes? Like, were you seeing the things that I was doing? Okay, thank you very much for your response. Thank you. Okay, so let's just try to wrap it up. I think we'll just have like a shorter session today. Yeah, we have very few people. Really not encouraging. Okay, so Tambari said there was a glitch. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't know about that. I think I will be coming here from time to time just to be sure that everything is going fine. Okay, so let's just try to wrap it up. Yeah, I will not move forward again. I'll just do just one more thing and then we'll end the class because the attendance is really poor, sincerely. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen just one more time and then we will try to see what we have done so far. Yeah, I really don't know what happened there, really. Okay, so I wanted to just add like an image here, but okay, so I'm just going to upload the image, show you how to upload an image, and think we will stop there. So here I have ellipse 307, so I'll click here and look for ellipse. Let's say ellipse 307. Yeah, this is it. And then I will just click to upload it. All right, so now that we uploaded, I think this is where I'm going to stop the class for today because of the poor attendance. But so far, let's just go ahead and click here and then look at what has been done so far, right? I just want to show you like what we've done and then we can end the class. That'll be like 40 minutes class. We can't really continue because the attendance is really poor. And I think from tomorrow's class, I will just share links to the community manager and then she will provide it to you guys and you can like, you know, use that to learn. So this is what we have done so far. Like bearing in mind the design we had in Figma, this is the design we had in Figma, and this is what we have in the development in the application itself. All right, I hope you've been able to like learn something reasonable so far, and I will stop sharing. And Yeah, so this is it. So if you have any questions, you can like drop the questions, drop it on the comment section. Yeah, but because of the fact that we didn't really get a reasonable attendance, I will have to like you know end the class here. All right. Okay, I hope you've learned something. Just try to see how you can practice this, and do have a nice day. Okay, bye guys.